Hello, welcome back. Mr. Snow here. We're going to be doing advanced front-end development projects, all right, for freeCodeCamp. We're working on some of these front-end certification projects. This is actually one of the last ones here. We're going to build a Pomodoro clock, essentially a clock with a break timer. Grow my mustache back too. Looking fancy, huh? Anyway, we're actually going to be doing this not on CodePen. We're going to be using the cloud9.io, c9.io virtual machines for this. And then we're going to be using Node and the Node package manager and the Bower front-end library to access Bootstrap, jQuery, and what else do we want? Bootstrap, jQuery. Oh, and then we also can access Font Awesome that way. I showed you how to do that before, but we don't need Font Awesome now. But I might as well just get into using it. So I'll show you how to import that as well, just in case you want to use that in your project. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. Remember, it's going to be similar to how we did things last time. All right, we're going to go into our GitHub. We're going to start a new project and make sure the name of that project is going to be the same as our project in Cloud9. All right, that way our main directory has the same, or our main folder that we start off in. Okay, that directory has the same name, so it matches up, so we can push and pull from GitHub. Sound good? All right, let's give this a shot. Again, this should be, hopefully if you're following along with me, you've done this already. This is your second time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, bounce in. And here we have my project, my test project, which is already up and ready to go. And you can kind of see what this looks like. And you can actually see I've been working on some other stuff on here too as well. And here is Cloud9. Here is GitHub. We're actually going to start here on GitHub. And I'm going to create a new repository. All right, repository, just a bunch of folders of information. And for me, I'm going to call this my YouTube clock. Why? Because I'm doing this one for YouTube this time. You can call it whatever you want. You can create your repository. And look, here's all the directions on how to set this up. Now, you don't have to be doing this on Cloud9. You could be using the Atom editor and the GitHub software as well. So if you want to practice that workflow, you can do that as well. I'm going to be using Linux terminal commands in mind because I'm using the Cloud9 IDE. All right. For you, if you have a Mac and you're using this on a Mac, I believe your commands are pretty much the same. They're basic Unix commands. If you're using on the Windows side, they actually have a Windows terminal as well that you can download, and the commands might be slightly different, so we have to look that up. But again, I'm going to be using the virtual machine, so I kind of suggest you use that as well. You could also use an alternative virtual machine. There's other ones you can get into. Some work better than others. I happen to really like this Cloud9, even though it does require a credit card. So you can see now we have this ready to go. Here is the location of this particular project. Again, you can set this up in your desktop app if you want. We have this Git remote add origin. Okay, this right here is going to be the important piece that we need. All right, so we're going to start off in Cloud9. I'm going to generate a new workspace. Now, this new workspace is going to be a new space on a virtual machine. So when I click this, it has to be named the same exact thing. All right, and so I called this YouTube clock, YouTube clock. All right, and it is a public workspace. HTML5 works just as well. Can only have lowercase letters. Let's see. Uh-oh. Camel cased it. Let's see if this works. And I'm creating my container. I didn't realize actually that it wanted me to have let's see if uppercase and lowercase matters. We're going to find out together here, or else I'm going to have to restart this video, which is going to be annoying. Anyway, we're going to have a basic HTML5, which just gives us a web page. You have a README document that is open, and you have a basic hello world.html that has all of your built-in styles and CSS all in the head of this document. And if you want to preview this, see that this is just a simple hello world. All right, I don't need that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Yes, I do not need that. So I have this YouTube clock here. The very first thing that you have to make sure you do is you have to initialize the GitHub project. So git init. All right, so git init. All right, and you see right here, that's going to give me a Git folder. Make sure it automatically gives you a README folder anyway. And you can kind of see right here, it says git init, add a readme.md, which we already have. Then we have to add files, commit, and then push. So I'm going to go ahead and just right from here, see if I can initialize this project and sync this with my GitHub stuff. So here I have, I'm going to git add space dot, and that's going to add all of the files. Okay. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to git commit, and this -m, all right, it's for a message. You need to have a message here. And the first commit, generally you just write first commit. And so since this is always going to be the same, I'm just going to copy and paste this in, Control V. There you go. One file changed, 26 insertions added, and those 26 insertions are going to be, oh look, all this Git stuff. Okay. Next, what we have to do is we have to try to git remote add origin, and then the location of your project. And just so I don't mess this up, I like to just copy and paste. This only pops up when you first create your GitHub, so make sure you just leave this screen up. It just makes it a lot easier. Control V to just copy and paste this in. And now that you have your origin in here, all right, git remote add origin. So now we know where our project is and we know where our virtual machine is. And then what we have to do is we're going to push from our current origin to our master. So again, we're going to copy that in. We're going to paste that in. And it's going to ask me my GitHub. It's going to ask me password. And as long as all this works here, let's see, success. We have something here. And if we go over here now, all right, if I go over to my YouTube clock, I can see my README file, and it has the cloud9.ide, so I know that it has the Hello World app and everything that I need. You can want to change this later on just to talk about what your file is, don't just leave this. But that's just so I know that it worked. Perfect. Now we have synced our projects between our virtual machine or your local Atom editor, whatever you're using, and your GitHub account. The next thing I'm going to do is, since I already have Node installed on this virtual machine, if you're not using the Cloud9 editor or another editor that has Node installed, you're going to have to go ahead and install Node locally on your computer. If you have that, again, you could just Google how to do that. It's pretty simple, rather straightforward. There's some terminal commands you could just pop in, and it's right on the Node website, or just look up npm, same thing. Since I already have this in here, I can do an npm install. All right, and what I want to install here is I'm going to install our save --save. I don't remember off the bat, but it's going to take a second. There we go. I have some Node modules now here, and see if Bower, good. And I have to create a Bower JSON file, because Bower, remember, is our front end library. All that big chunks of code I want to import in, I'm going to import that in right here. So I'm going to Bower init. Dash is save. The name doesn't really matter what this is. I'm just going to click enter through all this stuff. All right, there we go. Now I have a bower.json file, and you can take a look at this, and it's an object with some information, some key value pairs, a key, and the value here happens to be my name. All right, and stuff here, which is good. And you can just kind of take a look at that. That's going to handle everything. Let's take a look at what else we need. Now that we have Bower, we can, I think it's --save actually. let's see, we can Bower install our Bootstrap, because we know we're going to be using Bootstrap. Bootstrap, install Bootstrap, install Bootstrap, save. And right away, it's going to get us the current version of Bootstrap, which happens to be 3.3.7, which is the working one currently. Awesome. The other thing that we want to do is Bower install jQuery. Save. And you can see our JSON file is going to update as well, or should. Let's see. jQuery. Reload that. Let's see. Oh, jQuery. There you go. jQuery. 3.2.1. Success. And just in case you want to use Font Awesome, I don't, but I'm going to Bower install font awesome, font awesome, font awesome. All right, Bower install font awesome, save. You see there's spaces in there. And that should install Font Awesome and updates my JSON file. Right now we're on Font Awesome 4.7.0. Okay, so there we go. Now we have all of our dependencies. Okay, dependencies tell our little web page or little web app, even though we're only doing a single page app, but says go get Bootstrap. Here's Bootstrap. All right, it's going to take a look at our object here and then go get it. Where's it going to go get it? Well, we have to tell it in our index file. So here we are. We're in our main directory, in our master here. All right. Can I increase the size of this? Let's see. No. All right. So here we go. We're going to go inside of here. We need to create an index file. We need to create a JavaScript folder for our JavaScript file. We need to create a CSS folder for our main CSS file. So how do we create a file? In a simple command, which is touch. All right. If there's no file to touch, it creates it. I'm going to touch index.html. And you notice that an HTML index shows up in our main directory. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mkdir, make directory, and I'm going to make directory CSS, and I'm going to make directory JS. So just leave a space between them. And now I have two folders, CSS and JS, in the main directory. Then I'm going to change directory, or CD, over to CSS. And in here, I'm going to touch index.css. Now inside of my CSS, I have an index.css. I need to get out of this folder, so I need to change directory ... to jump up a level. Now you notice I'm no longer in the CSS folder, but I am in my main workspace. Right? Next. What I want to do here is I want to go ahead and hop in here into my change directory, and I want to change directory into my JS or JavaScript folder. Here I am in JS now, and I'm going to touch index.js. And really important right now, I got a cd ... cd space ... and I'm back into my main directory up here, and I have my JavaScript file, my CSS file, and my index file. I can close my Bower, and my project is now all set and ready to go. All right, so there is our setup. All right, so now you have your virtual machine running with this all ready to go. When we come back, I'm going to go ahead and create our index.html or our main HTML file. All righty. So again, hopefully this was helpful to you all, and I will see you all next time.